multiple award-winning editorial cartoonist and satirist in South Africa. Acclaim and criticism come with the territory. Jonathan has had both in his career. He's known professionally as Shapiro. He joins us from Cape Town. I think I should call you Mr. Shapiro. You're so well known, Jonathan. I mean, you're in South Africa. I'm in Istanbul, born in Pakistan, live in the UK as well, and I've seen your work. How powerful are political cartoons?
I think your intro shows how powerful they can be. In over a couple of centuries, there have been political cartoons that have made a massive difference in many parts of the world, and not only in thriving democracies, sometimes in places where democracy is very edgy and very dicey, and cartoonists sometimes manage to say things that the populace, the general public, want to have said, and they find ways to say it that is difficult for the authorities to sort of pin them down for. So they can be very powerful.
But you've got this strange sort of connection between the comedy and the satire and the serious subject that it's addressing. So how do you fit the two together? I mean, do you often have to go through 2 or 3 different ideas before you realize, yeah, that's what I need to say with this picture?
Many times that would be how I do it. I start out really conceptually. I start out with words. I start out thinking, what are the issues I want to say something about? And I write them down. I write down my attitudes to them. And then I start making connections between things that may not be easy to connect. And only when I have what I want to say and I have my attitude, then I start thinking, how can I say it? Should it be in a metaphor? Should it be a person as an animal, or the world as a bomb, or the coronavirus as a bomb, or whatever? Or should it be a situation comedy, like the one on the screen there, the fat lady sings? That's more like a sitcom. Or should it be in comic strip form, to have a delayed effect and then a punchline? So I love the genre of cartoons. It really, it's something that people can understand. It's a combination of words and pictures, but there are many times that people take these things out of context. So no matter how you try as a cartoonist to say something as clearly as possible, there'll be other people who will interpret things or take offense at things that you thought were not even the central part of your message.
I'm really glad that you said you think of the words first. You know, while I was thinking about the story sitting at my desk, I thought, I wonder if he tries to put it into words first and then puts it into a picture. So which one's easier, do you think? I mean, obviously you concentrate on the cartoons, but you're also a journalist. So which one is easier for you, to tell the story in words or through the picture?
I think the process is a little more complicated than that. What happens is that I start thinking about the issues and what I'm trying to say first, and that can be very verbal. And sometimes I'll stay with that, and I'll stay with saying things in a verbal form and using some image, a strong image, to work with that. But sometimes the verbal idea suggests a visual thing that then becomes so strong that I can say it with just the picture, and you imagine, as the viewer, you say the words. Here's one, the one that you have of Elan Kurdi on the beach with.
Yeah, this is one of yours, by the way. We should point out.
Yes, and that one, I was very outraged at what was happening to migrants from all over the world, especially from Africa and from the Middle East, who were arriving in Europe, and you know, there was obviously there were some governments who were trying to do their best, but generally speaking, there was this kind of hands-off process, which often happens to people who are marginalized. So this one really, I mean, I just wanted to say EU. I didn't even need to necessarily, because the ring has the EU stars. You can see the inaction of that lifeguard and the little boy on the beach. It could have had no words at all. And so, but it starts out from having a concept, and then it sort of morphs into something different as you work with it.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, I know that the teams of Presidents Bill Clinton and George W. Bush have complained about some of your work before, and obviously what you do can get you into trouble. But you were kind enough, you were just pointing out that one of the EU's attitude towards migrants arriving on their territory. You were kind enough to send us some of your favorites. We picked out another one. Talk us through this one of President Trump holding the Statue of Liberty with the words knife edge election on it?
Well, that one, that term, that's one that came, a verbal thing started out this whole cartoon. I kept seeing the words, the elections on a knife edge or knife edge. It was on all the channels. So you saw that thing saying knife edge election when you already knew that Joe Biden had won the popular vote, and was by far, and was winning the electoral college vote. It was all clear already, and Trump had already started to say this is which we knew he was going to say. He was saying that it was a bogus election, it was fixed, and all that. And so I took that knife edge and I turned the concept of knife edge, which is when something is poised, into the fact that he's, then he was going to cut the throat of the Statue of Liberty, of democracy, American democracy. So it was often with cartoons, what you're trying to do is to surprise the viewer. You're trying to surprise them visually, you're trying to surprise them verbally, because humor and sort of visual perception perception of satire is about surprise. So it's always trying to either surprise you with a joke or a twist, or you're trying to actually surprise one and shock the person or make you sad. But it's always see one thing and then see something else that you didn't expect.
I love that sort of medium so much, Jonathan. I often take a picture of a good political cartoon and WhatsApp it to my friends. Jonathan Shapiro, thank you so much. Really, really interesting to hear your ways of working and about what you do and how important it is. Jonathan Shapiro, known as Shapiro, political satirist in South Africa. Take care.